Good morning, everyone. A little surprised to see Stripe on the porch. And that's okay. Hey, bud. Hi. There you go. He's already ate in the house. He slept in the house. He's just stretching his legs this morning. The rain we were supposed to get isn't materializing, which is not to say that we're not going to get any rain. It's just that we're not getting much rain. So, I hope we get enough that I can feel like it wasn't a huge mistake not ordering more yesterday and Sunday, but time will tell, I guess. It looks like I didn't do a half bad job at centering the pots down there on the sides of the bird bath. Good morning, Greg. Hi. Hi, sweet pea. Hello. Here's your chicken. All is good. Hi, good girl. So Johnny's flights this morning are overnight flight, and then the flight back to Raleigh this morning is going okay. There was a little bit of commotion during landing due to a passenger that fell ill. But that person was stabilized and okay, and anyway, he's in the air to Raleigh right now from Chicago. This man is all over the place this morning. It's been 30 minutes since the last video. Yeah. Come on, guys. Oops, I see I forgot and left a can up here last night. Didn't mean to do that. And there's a yellow jacket. Hornet, whatever. One of those bad guys. Hey, bud. Good morning. Wow, they're stirring first thing today. That's not good. So what the heck was up with waiting for me over here? I mean, we're all the way over here. Normally you back up to the sidewalk for me.
Well, this FSD doesn't understand you got to pick up passengers when you back out of the garage. So she backed out of the garage.
So you did FSD from park?
I did FSD from park in the garage.
And she backed out?
Yes, she said, okay, so I did hold the button just like normal, tap the brake, and I tapped the brake, and she kind of sit there, and I sit there, and I counted to 5, and she didn't do anything. So I just tapped the accelerator just a little bit, and of course it twitched just a little bit, and then she picked on up and backed on out of the garage, including brushing your plants, just like you know the plants growing into the doorway. But she didn't like them, but because she stopped, and then she decided to go forward and or continue backwards, and then she put it in. She changed directions, and she cranked the wheel, and she was heading down here.
So let's tomorrow just you back out, and then Don has let me know this morning that, like me, he's feeling just a bit creaky today.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons I don't video more right while we're actually working in the yard is because of having on gloves and concerns about poison ivy. Because even if I take my gloves off, you know, without coming in the house and doing a full scrub down with Dawn and a brush and everything, you know, it ups my poison ivy chances. But Dawn did manhandle with some taekwondo grunts that Master Hong would have been proud of. Some 3 to 4 inch wild grapevine vines right out of the ground. There was a few we had to cut. I mean, I pulled plenty of them too, don't misunderstand. But that whole pulling motion and bent down on your knees or bent over, whatever, that'll really do a number on a person. Yeah. And we did plenty of that. Dawn doesn't think it's the plumbing job, although there was definitely stooping and contorting involved with that too. Well, it's in the upper 60s and it's blowing, and there's a little bit of spit, but not any real rain. But it feels refreshing out here. Right. Dawn joked about putting on a jacket. I told him I'd make fun of him if he did. I forgot about the utility line work over here. I could have gone, I guess it's water pipe. I could have gone the other way but I forgot, and yeah, I'll probably be a few minutes late now. It is what it is. You know, there's always stressors in life. I would have been happy to go the other way if only I could have remembered that I needed to do that. And probably if I'd have let Ruby drive, she would have taken me the other way, but I was driving myself, and if she tried to tell me, you know, I didn't look at the navigation, because why? Because I knew where I was going. Oh well. Yeah, about the time I got ready to engage FSD and settle in for the drive up there, it was too late. Well, it does look like Johnny just landed in Raleigh. Some of you might wonder why he didn't fly in and out of Charlotte, and several reasons. Number one is they wanted to be on the plane with their team, and everyone else was leaving from Raleigh. Number two is getting somebody to drop him off and pick him up at the train station down at the school and up here was pretty easy. And three, Charlotte Douglas International Airport is about as far on the other side, the south side of Raleigh, as Johnny is on the north side of Raleigh. South side of Charlotte, as Johnny's school is up on the north side of Charlotte. So it's not convenient to get from UNCC to Charlotte, and especially depending on what time of day you try to go across the city, it could be basically be a nightmare. So I certainly thought Johnny made the right choice in travel plans, but he's got a couple hours till his train departs, and one of his teammates is taking him to the train, and hopefully, you know, I'm sure they're all really tired. The Subaru in front of me is tailgating the car in front of them, and I'm just staying back here so in case they get into it, I don't get involved with it. I don't really think the car in front has been doing anything particularly wrong. Maybe at this point they should get over, but I don't know. They hadn't really seemed to be doing anything that wrong until, like, you know, right about now. See if I can get over around this truck. It was probably headed to the landfill. It's always something out here. And tailgating is not usually, really is never the answer. So my ETA is 11:02. I won't be incredibly late, but a little later than I would have been if it wasn't for that construction, the road work there. So yesterday's Tesla stock price, woohoo, looks in a big way, serious big way. Elon buying more stock and upping his percentage of the shares of the company, also woohoo, great. Don and I were pleased about that. Looked like Kimball was involved in some really interesting, neat, fun, inspiring activities in Rome, Italy, at the Vatican with a drone show. I didn't quite have a chance to watch all of the footage, but it's certainly on X. I saw a bunch of posts about it. That looked pretty neat. You know, I don't remember the whole timeline, but at one point they were trying to ban TikTok, and I think they were trying to ban it for security reasons. And, you know, I'm pretty much for free speech, and there's a few things you can do that'll get you in trouble, but most of the time you should allowed to speak your opinion is where I fall on that scale. All right, I realize some people are not where I am. But after seeing some things that got posted on X this week that were pulled from TikTok, I really began to question that platform and social media just a little bit more. I don't know, it was very disheartening. It was sad. It was certainly nothing I ever would have put on social media. Would certainly have tried to have never felt about I don't know, it just looked out of control to me. So I went from leave TikTok alone, let the kids do what they want to do, hopefully they'll use some good judgment, to wow, some of our young people might really have a problem, and maybe that platform is inciting some additional problems, and wondering what we could do without infringing on people's free speech rights to curtail some of that, stop some of it. I don't know. It was really hard to see. I mean, I know that the kids were doing, and I'm sure it was some of the older adults too, but it was more of our youth, our, let's just say, 13 to 25 year olds. I know they were doing these challenges, and sometimes the challenges were dangerous, and that was a problem that I acknowledged prior to this last week. But I don't know, when Sam and Johnny were in school, they had to do internet training, which I kind of thought was a little funny at the time, mostly because I figured that was a parent's place to let the kids know what was and wasn't acceptable on the internet. And I thought to a certain extent a little bit of the training made the kids paranoid about using the internet. And now I guess I understand a little bit about, I mean, they were supposed to be taught things you would never post on the internet, like don't give away your private information, and don't participate in hate speech, and you know, a multitude of other things they were supposed to have learned from that. And then yet we had some young people for a while now, and it certainly flared up this last week, posting things that I would hope their parents would be appalled if they knew they were posting them. You know, having feelings and maybe talking about them in private is one thing, although I sure would hope in this case it wouldn't be the case. But yeah, anyway, I think some of you that have seen some of this get what I'm talking about here without talking about it, so I won't get, you know, a lot of hate stuff. I would just say in my case, my commentary would be about any other human being, so it is not a political thing. Yeah, it's 11:04. Not the best. There. I suppose I could have parked over there by the blue 3, but when one of those two side spots isn't open, I park down on the end. Let's hope I don't get caught in the rain on the way out. That would be not good. Well, it's 12:15. There wasn't anybody after me, and Janice did extra time on my lower back, and then she hooked me up with headache protocol, basically the paddles at the back of the neck kind of a thing. I definitely feel better, especially the lower back is not so sore right now. The headache is improved, it's not worse. I have a wicked floater. They're always in my left eye again, and I suspect that is partly contributing, although it also seems to be very pressure on the back of the neck kind of sensitive too. So I don't know. I was happier when I was out in the yard yesterday, working, pulling, exercising. You know, movement is the lotion. I never notice anything when I'm outside working. It's always, you know, later. Anyway, it doesn't matter what time I get home today. I don't have a hard stop or anything. I will be running a little later than normal though, so I'll let Don know. So Don sent me 2 parts from the plumbing project that he didn't end up needing. It's about $30 worth of stuff to return. Not that he really thought I'd be able to stop today, but in case I had time. And of course I need another roll of that netting, and I wouldn't mind looking at clearance plants. So the Lowe's is, you know, right across the street here, so I'm gonna go and check out the lows. This is always very confusing over here as to which is straight and which is turning and whether or not it's supposed to be double wide, and the Acura guy could be over a couple more feet to not block this lane, but is not. So it's, I don't know. I think they could do better with the painting and stuff here to make it easier to deal with. But anyway, I got to go across here. Pretty nice looking out here. Tons of plants. Neat dragon. Well, I returned the 2 plumbing parts. I got credited back to my card. I got the netting that I needed to finish the 4th tree and to have enough to do a couple more in the future. I got a hardy hibiscus on sale for half off, a nice sized plant. It's a little dry though, I need to give it some water. And I got a bag of rocks, pond pebbles, for the bottoms of my pots. I had some of those pretty ones we were putting around the, you know, we had a little bit left over for around the bird bath area, but the ones I put in the pots that I don't care about them, I was out of those. I used the last of them yesterday, so I got another bag. I lifted it into the cart. I had some guys come over and lift it into the car. You know, those bags are about 60 pounds. And up and down is one thing, but up and out is another without breaking the bag. So a lot of broken bags over there. That's what happens when things are too heavy for people. Well, I came out of Lowe's, I guess. Go ahead. You want to go? Go. I'm waiting. I'm letting you go. I'm letting you go. There's a serious accident down there at that intersection, and you can't get through that way right now. So it's a good thing I came out the back way from Lowe's, and I've got to even go a little bit more out the back way from Lowe's. Oh, it's just one of those days on the road. Pretty much they're all like that anymore. Hopefully no one was hurt. But they're right, the emergency room, the hospital is right there. It's a tiny hospital, but it is a Wake Med hospital with a full emergency room. So they were in the right spot if they needed medical assistance. But I really do care. I really do. I've got one black Ray Dunn mug that says tea on it. And I'm checking out this week's Halloween assortment. So I bought one dinner napkin that was like a blue plaid color, a cat, and a pumpkin Halloween pin, like those enamel pins Johnny likes to put on their hat. And the tea black Ray Dunn mug, and that was the extent of my shopping in there today. Johnny is on the train headed for Charlotte. They're exhausted, which of course they are. They're trying to do homework because of course it is a school day. And you know, it's going as good as it can be going. The homework's due at 8:30 tomorrow morning, so they've got time. But I get the exhaustion at this point. I'm glad Johnny's doing the homework, because I was a little worried he might fall asleep on the train and sleep through his stop. But if he's doing his homework, hopefully not. Well, I've been in and out of Whole Foods now and got my groceries. It's 2:40 p.m., so it's about a 30-minute drive home. So I'm not running that far behind, actually. I don't understand, but okay. I think I got everything I needed except for the A2 heavy whipping cream. I've had to switch back to some that has emulsifiers in it, even though it's organic, that I really don't want to ingest, but maybe next week they'll have it. It's 2 weeks in a row now, actually. It's also just better getting it out of the glass bottle and one big bottle that lasts most of the week versus little plastic bottles and having to deal with those. It's plastic because it's, instead of the little cartons, because it's the Whole Foods brand and it's cheaper. The organic pastured, stuff or whatever that has it's much more expensive, and it has emulsifiers in it too, so I just really don't see much benefit to paying that extra amount in that particular case. I got us a bottom round roast for dinner. No chuck eye steaks today, no picanha, no tri-tip. So it's a bottom round roast it is. Got a head of cauliflower to make the cauliflower mash sometime here this week. I guess he was filming us. That was weird. He was holding up his phone in a that's me crazy with the turn signal here. Let's let the car drive. He was holding up his phone weird and the flash was on, and I just have to wonder if he wasn't recording. I don't know why. So we've gotten basically no rain. You know, we had just a little misty stuff. So technically a trace, but all the rain fell through, which kind of sucks. Ruby didn't get too concerned about that car. You remember the days when the cars would pull across in front of you and you'd get slammed forward, held on by the seatbelt, just missing the windshield? I'm exaggerating, but I remember those days. The car has so much better judgment about cross traffic now. So I broke down and got the Halloween barn off Amazon. It's only 205 pieces, and of course it wasn't expensive, but I don't know. I'll be interested to see what I think after I build it. I looked to see if someone had supersized it on Rebrickable, and the answer was no. But at least I won't be missing it now. This was it new last year or new this year? I don't know. You can still buy it at Lego. It was fun. I like it better than I thought I would. The lower purple doors open also. Okay, this is the spooky tree setting I'm going to put in the back side of the most recent house. Aren't we? Nighttime. She goes, I was laying there so quietly until I knew I needed to hop up and help you with your video, Mom. Well, it's fairly spooky, but it turned out, just like it looked on the instructions. Pretty easy. While Don cuts up our piece of meat, I'm coming out here to clear the plate, the 3D printer plate. There is a light in the cat, but it's very dim. But I thought you might enjoy seeing Hello Kitty lit up. And the kitty cat. The dog's lit up too, also just not super dark. But I've been printing candy corn today. It's given Don cravings for candy corn, I'm sorry to say. I could have printed 4 at a time. I kind of messed up, but that's all right. And I'm fixing to print pumpkins and ghosts to go along with the cute little candy corn guys. And you can see some of the other stuff I've been working on. I gotta put some things together. This and there's a house with roof lines and windows, and that I might need Don's help. We'll see. Maybe I can get it.